If you begin to create new actions within the Action Wizard or start working with the pre-built actions within Acrobat, more than likely you will want to customize a few features of them. And I just have blank form open because I'm going to focus on the actions piece, so I'm not really going to be doing anything in a PDF. What I want to do is show you a few things with regards to actions, and you can customize them and do quite a few different things with them once they're created. So let me show you that. I'm going to click the Manage Actions command within the Action Wizard, and what that does is allow me access to any of these actions within Acrobat. Now, it's possible to edit your own action. So within this OCR Detect Form Fields Add Tags, I'm going to click the Edit button. Now, I'm not real fond of the name either, but let me correct something within the action first, and then I'll go ahead and rename it. So I'll click Edit, and the piece that I don't want to have happen is if I click this and go to Detect the Form Fields, I have a little prompt for the user that's happening. I have this instruction sheet or piece, and I'm actually pausing the document. I'm going to turn off the pause within that area. The other thing I'm going to do is when I go to recognize text, I'm always finding that I'm using the same settings that are default. So what I'm going to do is eliminate the prompt user within this section as well. That will allow this action to run a little bit quicker because I don't have to be prompted or stopped or paused within the action itself. So I just modified this action and how it works. I'll click Save, and my action has now been modified. The other thing I want to do is rename it. And I'm going to name this, instead of this long-winded name, I'm going to say Prepare a Scanned Document. This is designed to run object or optical character recognition. I always want to say object for that one. And in other words, recognize the text within a document. So it's designed for a scanned document. So I think this name is a little bit easier for me to view instead of all of that. I can hover over it and get that information. So I'll click Save. And I think that looks much nicer. Now, the other thing I can do in here is, let's say I want to use a few pieces from this action to create another one. What I can do is use the Copy button to do that, and it'll take whatever's selected and make a duplicate of it. I could then use that as a base to build more actions. So as you start to add more and more actions, it gets a little bit easier to work with them because you can copy or rename specific actions. Now I can also completely remove an action here. I can reorganize the sequence of actions within this interface. And what I think is interesting, or the most interesting piece within this Manage Actions, is export and import. An action is actually available for you to import or export as a separate file. And what's nice about that is if you create an action and you have a department or other people who are going to need to do the same thing, what you can do is export it. So I clicked that action, went to export it, and you can see it's a .sequ file. So I could export this Prepare a Scanned Document action, save it out to my system, email it to somebody, and they can import it into theirs. Or you can even put it on a network drive so they can import directly from the network. I think that's a pretty cool feature within these actions. So that is how you can manage, edit, rename, and do all of the other things you will want to do on actions that are already created. You already have to have created it in order for it to show up in this list. If you need to create a new action, you'd go up into this area. Now there's also this prompt here, Find More Actions Online. I'll go ahead and click that, and what that's going to do is open up my browser. And once I do that, it is possible to locate additional actions. Notice here are some for download. So I can go out, and if I click that Find More Online, notice you can share and learn. You can submit actions. This has quite a few different ones in the list. So if you create an action and it's unique and you think it would benefit other people, you can go ahead and submit it to this particular website. So you can share your actions not just amongst coworkers, but for anybody else who might need that same concept. That is the Actions Exchange, and these two links are identical, so I'll close that one up. This I located as well. It's 8 actions for legal professionals, and it sounds like it's just for legal folks, but there are some things in here that are great for anybody. So this is another listing of actions that can be pulled in to your Acrobat version. And it allows you to add a lot more flexibility to your Acrobat program than what comes with the program itself. But that is managing actions within Acrobat.